Hello there, and this is Beth with another Froud's Fairies Oracle card. And today we are talking about the fairy who was kissed by the Pixies. And over the past year, this has been a card that has started coming out for me. And has become kind of what I would consider a theme card. And this is where you really start to, in any card system, whether it's tarot or an oracle card, especially one this complex, with the Froud Fairy, I put it more on a tarot level as far as learning, as opposed to like most oracle cards. I mean, it's still very intuitive, but there's also a lot of meaning that's behind the cards. So the more you understand the meaning, the better you can intuit the card. But in any system, whether it's tarot or oracle cards, if you're working with one particular deck, tarot is a little bit easier because you can switch decks and still have the same themes pop up. Whereas something like this is more specialized. And you can't, you can still get the theme, but just not this card, I guess. It would be harder to recognize the theme. I think that's what I'm getting, the point I'm trying to get to. But when you're using a particular system, say whether it's the Froud's Fairy Oracle or a tarot deck, consistently, you can start to spot themes that are rolling through your life. And all of a sudden, one day, she started showing up. And she's showing up consistently off and on. She's not like your death card year where it's like death, death, death. I'm like, go away, I'll go on. Until I stopped hiding, and it became really wonderful. So she's not as scary as the death card, at least. She's actually been a very interesting card to get to know. Let's see if we can get... Sometimes the pictures have so much light in them, it's hard to get a good look at the lighter parts of it, like her face. But this is Morna. That's Morna. She's the little fairy smiling there, surrounded by pixies. And she's a card of living with joy and with an open heart. Morna is the queen of love and giving. She really, really is a card that is encouraging you to show up in your life with joy and bring love with it and accept the love that is coming into your life. And a willingness to let it in and believe that your heart can heal. She's very much a heart-centered, love-oriented card. She wants you to have this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, happy, joyful, loving life. And bring that in so you can have as much support and love as she has. Whether it's through community or romantic love. And I don't particularly see her as just romantic or community. I think she's kind of a mixture of both, of creating this heart-healing love in everything you do. It's very much a holistic card, not a selective card. She wants you to have like this really wonderful, wonderful thing of all of it. And have that willingness to let love in however it's showing up currently, so you can keep feeding that love that's showing up and creating something marvelous with it. And when she's showing up, you're like, okay, where do I need to let unconditional love in? Where do I need to give and receive love? How can I bring this more into my life? Is the question she asks, makes you ask yourself. Very, very nice card to work with, frankly. She is... We're still in the sheet. So, there's a lot of power in there. We haven't yet, moved out of that part of this system. But we will be soon. I can't remember. Let me go grab the... Okay, I couldn't remember exactly where we end with the sheet and start moving into the brain cramp, guides and guardians. And yeah, we're almost there. 27 with Nellis and the Nellis the Alchemist. So we're still in the sheet. It's probably one of the longer sections, I think, of this system. Right. Make sure I have little post-its, but I also have post-its on the bottom, so I gotta make sure. Yeah, sheet 14. So 27, we moved to Guides, Guardians. And then go into the Helpline trip, and then the Challengers. But still working with the sheets. So still big powers, still kind of an energy that can be like, give you a hard shove. Morna's less likely to do that than some of the other sheet that are in this system. She's much more of a kinder, gentler kind of sheet. So, as opposed to, like, say, the Dark Lady. Now, the Dark Lady would just have no problem giving you a good shove and kicking the butt. Morna would be a lot nicer about it. But when she's contradicted, she is bitter, unhappy, always questioning the love in her life. So if you're one of those people who are like, do you love me? Do you love me? Are you sure? Are you sure? Or doing that whole, those people that test people in relationships, and it's like, oh, it was a test, you failed it. If you feel the need to test the person who is your significant other, your spouse, whatever you call them, you really need to look at where your motive for that love is. Or if they're in a point where they're not lying to you, maybe they're blocked with this card. But if you're doing tests on a boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, spouse thing, you really want to look at why you're doing that. And that would be Morna blocked. That's because I remember the test, like people who do the test, oh, it was a test and they failed it. Of course they failed it. They didn't even know it was a test. They didn't know they were supposed to do this or that or not do this or that. Don't. If you're doing that, that's, you want to activate this energy in your life, so you don't do that. It's kind of a screwed up thing. I never understood the test thing. It was just a test. And I have yet to know anyone who has failed any that has passed those tests. They don't. Questioning the love in your life. Jealous, possessive. Feeling that there's not enough. Okay, I can talk. There's not enough love to go around. There's not enough love in the world for everyone. It really works kind of from an area of life sucks. There's not enough love. No one's ever going to love me. And if they do, well, I'm going to make them prove it over and over again until they don't love me. That's proving there's not enough love in the world. So, blocked Morna or open heart, joyful Morna? I think joyful, open heart Morna sounds a lot more fun than possessive, jealous, testing, angry Morna. So, ask yourself, where do you need to bring this card in and how can it work for you? That is one of the things I really do with this deck too, especially when you have a theme. How can I activate this in my life? How can I keep bringing in community? How can I keep bringing in love? How can I love myself a little bit more to bring in love, joy, and open-heartedness? So that is the fairy who was kissed by the Pixies.